There are three kinds of older men. The first one has given up, even if he hides it well. He dresses decently, speaks politely, smiles at the right moments, but underneath he already believes the game is over. The second one tries too hard. He copies younger men, forces charm, forces style, forces energy. He wants to prove he still has it, and that need leaks out of him before he even opens his mouth. Then there's the third type, the one women actually notice. Not because he is trying to look young, not because he is rich, not because he is loud, but because he has something most men lose with age instead of gaining from it. Weight, not body weight, psychological weight, sexual calm, a kind of grounded presence that doesn't beg, doesn't explain, and doesn't rush. Most men think women want excitement from an older man. They don't. They want the rare kind of masculine energy that feels controlled, experienced, and impossible to shake. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to become the only type of older man women actually want to sleep with. The biggest lie men tell themselves about attraction after a certain age is simple. They think women are judging them against younger men. Better bodies, more energy, smoother skin, more speed. So they enter the room already defeated, already compensating, already trying to make up for something. And the moment a man starts compensating, he kills the very thing that could have made him attractive. An older man becomes sexually irrelevant the moment he starts apologizing for his age. That apology is not always verbal. Most of the time it leaks through behavior, through over-talking, over-smiling, over-explaining, through trying to seem harmless, modern, funny, easy, non-threatening. He starts sanding down his own edges because he thinks he has to earn permission to be desired. And women feel that instantly, not consciously maybe, but they feel when a man is asking to be accepted instead of simply existing in his own frame. Now picture the opposite. An older man walks into a space with no visible effort to impress. He's not stiff, not arrogant, not trying to dominate the room, but he is not shrinking either. He doesn't move like a man hoping nobody notices his age. He moves like a man who has already made peace with himself. That's where the whole thing starts, because attraction for an older man is not built on youthful intensity. It is built on emotional non-reactivity. That's what most men miss. Women do not sleep with the older man who is trying hardest to prove he is still sexually alive. They sleep with the one who feels least desperate for the outcome, the one whose attention does not drool, the one whose presence says, I can want you without collapsing into want. Desire without need is the most sexual thing an older man can carry. You can see this play out in small moments. A woman makes eye contact. One man jumps internally. You can feel it. His whole nervous system lights up. He starts leaning in too early, smiling too much, feeding the moment because he is already afraid it will disappear. Another man notices the same eye contact and remains exactly where he is. He registers it, but he does not pounce on it. He doesn't turn one look into a fantasy. He lets it sit. He lets her feel that her attention landed, but didn't move him off center. That difference is enormous because women are used to men becoming easy to steer. The second, there is the slightest sexual possibility in the air. They know what it feels like when a man's energy shifts too fast, when he becomes more available, more eager, more soft, more obvious. And the older he is, the worse it looks. Not because older men should be cold, because obvious hunger in an older man feels undisciplined. It feels like a man who learned nothing from time. The older you get, the less attractive your hunger becomes. That line is harsh but true. Hunger works when it is hidden inside composure. It fails when it leaks into behavior. An older man who is still emotionally sloppy around attraction doesn't look passionate. He looks uncontained. And women are not craving uncontained masculine energy from an older man. They are craving containment. They want to feel that he has lived enough, seen enough, and mastered enough of himself that his desire has shape. That is the type. Not the oldest guy with the most money. Not the funniest guy at the bar. Not the one pretending to be 25. The one whose sexuality feels calm, intentional, and under command. This is where most men make the fatal mistake. They think older masculine attraction is about looking polished. And yes, appearance matters, but it matters far less than emotional rhythm. How fast do you respond? How much do you reveal too soon? How quickly do you become psychologically available? How easily can a woman feel that you want something from her? Because the moment she feels you want something too badly, the polarity changes. She stops feeling your gravity. She starts feeling your request. And a request is not seductive. Women don't fantasize about the older man who wants a chance. They fantasize about the one who doesn't need one. That doesn't mean indifferent. It doesn't mean detached in the dead, cynical sense. It means he is still a man with appetite, but his appetite does not own him. He can flirt without chasing. He can hold eye contact without asking. He can speak slowly without performing. He can let tension build without rushing to turn it into certainty. That last part matters more than most men understand, because sexual attraction is often killed by the male need to secure it too early. He senses interest, then he starts trying to convert it. He wants confirmation, he wants it named, he wants to know where he stands. He wants to make the moment become something quickly before it disappears. And that need destroys the charge. Older men who remain sexually magnetic understand something younger men often only learn after pain. Tension has to breathe. A woman has to feel that you are comfortable inside ambiguity, comfortable inside desire, comfortable inside not knowing exactly what music happens next. Because the second you need to lock it down, you stop feeling dangerous in the right way. Mature masculine energy is not urgent, and that is exactly why it gets remembered. Now let's get even more honest. The older man women want to sleep with is not simply confident. That word is too vague, too cheap, too overused. What they actually want is a man who feels complete enough not to turn sex into self-rep. This is where so many men lose. They do not just want the woman. They want what the woman will do to them. Make them feel young again, chosen again, powerful again, alive again. And women can feel when they are being used for that, even if the man himself is not conscious of it. That is why some older men give off pressure even when they think they are being charming. Their attraction is loaded, heavy, needy beneath the polish. They aren't music simply drawn to her. They are hoping she will restore something inside them. And that hope is anti-sexual. Sex becomes unattractive the moment a woman feels you need it to prove you still matter. That is the line older men have to understand. If they want to become truly dangerous in the best sense, the woman must feel that you desire her because you are alive, not because you are trying to rescue yourself from decline. That changes your voice, your pace, your timing, your stillness, your hands, your eyes, your whole field. And if you want to understand this level of female psychology more deeply, the hidden triggers, the subtle tests, the patterns that separate men, women casually entertain from the men they actually crave. The secret manual of female psychology is in the description. It's for the man who is done guessing and ready to understand what women feel long before they explain it. Because once you see this clearly, you stop trying to compete with youth. You stop trying to be liked in the wrong way. You stop trying to perform charm, and you start building the only thing that really matters. A masculine presence that age does not weaken, but distills. And that is exactly where the real divide begins. Because once a man understands that women are not looking for a younger version of him, everything changes. His relationship to his body changes. His relationship to silence changes. His relationship to sexual tension changes. Music, and most importantly, the way he handles a woman's attention becomes either the thing that makes him unforgettable or the thing that exposes him instantly. And that is where most older men expose themselves without realizing it. Because a woman's attention does not test your charm first. It tests your nervous system. Can you stay the same when she becomes warm? Can you keep your pace when she gets more playful? Can you hold your frame when the energy turns sexual? Or do you become easier to read, easier to move, easier to control? That is the real difference. The older man women want to sleep with is not the one with the best lines. He is the one who does not become mentally needy the moment the possibility appears. He does not rush to impress. Most men miss it because they focus on presentation instead of transmission. They focus on clothes instead of nervous system, on flirting techniques instead of emotional steadiness, on seeming desirable instead of actually becoming un. But women sleep with energy long before they sleep with appearance. Sex starts with what your presence does to her nervous system. That is why the older man who wins is often not the prettiest, not the richest, not even the most outwardly charming. He is the one whose presence lowers noise and raises tension at the same time. She feels safe enough not to contract and uncertain enough not to get bored. That balance is rare, and age, when used properly, makes it easier to embody because a man who has actually matured becomes slower. Music in the right places. He does not interrupt tension. He does not explain himself out of mystery. He does not chase reassurance. He does not beg for clarity. He does not need to turn desire into immediate proof. He can leave things unsaid. He can let a look sit. He can let a woman wonder a little. He can let attraction breathe instead of smothering it with male urgency. And that is exactly why he becomes sexually memorable. If you look closely, the type of older man women want is almost never trying to be universally liked. That is another trap men fall into. They become overly agreeable, overly polished, overly harmless because they think being easy to accept is the same as being wanted. It is not. Acceptance is social. Desire is different. Desire needs edges, not fake arrogance, not rudeness, but definition, shape, a sense that this man is not endlessly adaptable just to keep feminine approval flowing. The man she sleeps with is rarely the man who made her most comfortable. It's the man who made comfort feel charged. That does not mean being reckless. It means being rooted enough to let intensity exist. You are not trying to soothe every ripple. You are not trying to be instantly understood. You're not trying to make sure she sees you as a good guy before anything else. You trust the field. You trust your restraint. You trust your ability not to overplay the moment. And this is where the weakest older men fail the hardest. They become transactional. They bring money, status, stories, politeness, availability, and underneath all of it, there is a silent hope. Please let this compensate for the fact that I don't feel sexually certain music anymore. Women feel that they may enjoy the attention. They may appreciate the effort. Music. They may even flirt back. But craving is different. Craving appears when she feels a man who is not bargaining for his desirability. And that is the point. If you want women to actually want to sleep with you as an older man, stop asking how to appear younger. Stop asking how to be more acceptable. Stop asking how to impress faster. Start asking a harder question. What in you still becomes too eager, too visible, too shaky when a woman you want starts giving you energy? Because that is the leak. That is where the spell breaks. That is where she stops feeling your gravity and starts feeling your appetite. Music. And appetite alone is never enough. If you want to go deeper into these dynamics, the hidden rules behind female attraction, the psychological tests women run without even realizing it, and the exact mistakes that make men lose sexual tension the moment it begins. The secret manual of female psychology is in the description. It was made for men who want to stop guessing and start understanding what women respond to beneath the surface. Because the truth is simple, even if it stings. The only type of older man women want to sleep with is the man whose age has refined his masculinity instead of making him beg for proof that he still has it. The man who can desire without leaking need. The man who can hold tension without hurrying it. The man who can stay grounded while everyone else starts performing. The man who no longer uses women to feel younger, stronger, or more real. That man is rare. That man is felt instantly. And that man does not get chosen because he tries harder. He gets chosen because nothing in him has to be. You don't get her back by waiting. You get her back by never needing her again.